I mean, you can discuss it later.
Yeah.
Or something. That was my only question.
Yeah, because when you get down to the bottom right now, that's what we got, that's an option. And you can,
It was in
that's in
the
it.
back office.
I don't have that option to change it. Because it's on the main, that's what I said, he's gonna give us the option of that.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Notice is hereby given that a regular meeting of the Greenwood Board of Trustees will be held at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, January 28th, 2026 at the E.L. McDonald Community Center located at 619 Main Street in Greenwood, Nebraska. Said meeting is open and the public is encouraged to attend. Board of Trustees reserves the right to adjourn to exec session for state status 84-1410. Open Meeting Act is posted in the meeting room for the public view. Roll call, Kevin.
Here.
Tanya.
Here.
Mark. Here. Don here. Stephanie's absent. Consent agenda, minutes, approval, time cards, bureau, detailed reports, financials, profit and loss, balance sheets. Is there any additions or corrections?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda, minutes, time card, payroll, detailed report, financials, profit, loss, and balance sheet.
For a second.
I'll second.
Roll call, Tanya.
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
Don, Kevin.
Aye.
Water report, there is some results from the state, so. Looks like everything was good. Sheriff's report, they were here last meeting, maintenance report. He's got a few items on the agenda that we'll go over in the new business, so. Anything that, we have any problems on the town?
I just noticed that there's a hell of a lot more streetlights out here recently. I don't know why. Out, yeah, not even working. There's one or two along the highway and, let's see, there's one over on Church Road, I think, was out too.
Because of the past winds.
Could be,
So,
yeah.
We'll have them look at it. Clerk's report.
I just started working on the workers' comp audit that I have done in a couple of weeks. And the mail seems to be an issue for the last month. Because there was a lot of people said they didn't get the utility bill that we mailed out on December 29th. They were still saying earlier in like Tuesday, they just got it that day. Plus, on the other end, we're not receiving mail either, and we're not receiving bills, so I'm having to call to get the bills paid. And the last, they were still working on the meters, and they're gonna be here again on Friday to discuss that with Alan and I, and hopefully we can proceed, we're gonna do some more problems. And the mice over the fire hall, we put stuff out for that, and apparently there was other stuff out that I don't think it's working. I had to go back over there. Nothing. But we did throw out food, so that's probably not.
Okay. Any questions for Darlene? No, planning zoning, they got minutes in there. Fire and rescue, I don't know of anything. Anybody else know of anything? Park and rec.
So we had a regular meeting last week, so just a couple of updates for you. Regarding the ball field, we have drafted an agreement for teams to use, and then also a proposed agreement for AYDA to have a partnership with them. So we will be sending that to our community reps to review before we send it on to the attorney. And then we talked months ago about super SAS, and the board voted to approve that. But I recall that there was something that we needed to do on the IT side to implement that.
Yes. I think it's about opening up the firewall for a certain thing, yeah.
Okay.
So, send me a reminder email, please.
Yeah. And then just a quick, Greenwood Monday update, so we started to work on advertising and event and vendor outreach. Darlene, we copied you on an email today, just for awareness. Everything's going well there, and we have our next scheduled regular meeting. We shifted it from Tuesday, February 17th to Monday, the 16th, just do that, so any conflict. Oh my God.
Any questions for Park and Rec? Okay. Library?
So found out today we got a $1,000 internship grant for the summer that just is for someone who lives in the town of Greenwood high school student to assist over the summer for summer reading, and he absolutely do that person will be doing rounds of interviews probably starting in, I don't know, February, March. But it's specifically for that purpose, we received that grant, we found it, so, that's about it for now.
What kind of grant is it?
Sorry,
What kind of grant is it?
it's from the Nebraska Library Commission, from the NLC, and
Is
it's
it
called
like a 50/50 grant or 100% grant? Huh?
100%
Okay.
campaign. It's called an internship grant. I also had applied for a library improvement grant, and that is 75-25 in our favor, meaning the 25. But due to the budget cuts, that's on hold until the end of April. So, I'm not sure that we will get that, because that's the one thing that they are not going to be able to fulfill if they can't meet. With the NLC, they would cut $600,000 from their budget, so it has to come from somewhere. Otherwise, we would have gotten that as well. So that's probably not going to happen, but we'll see. End of April.
Good. I was just curious.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you. Any questions for library? Communications with citizens? No one? Old business, approve or disapprove banner replacement.
I had a chance to look into that. The quote that you got for banner was, you remember off the top of your head what it was?
$63 a piece, I believe.
Okay. And that was shipping from the East Coast. I found a company out of Minnesota, the quantity that we're ordering for 12 of them, you can give them $50 a piece. And you can customize any graphic on it you want. So it's just a matter of, the shipping would be cheaper coming from Minneapolis.
Right, is the durability going to be as good as?
It's actually the same size, and we can actually get a heavier vinyl for $1 more. So.
I would probably do that.
So it's just a matter of whether we want to go this route or not. So, like I said, we can customize it with our logo or anything we want, other than just doing off the shelf stuff. So for the cheaper price.
How
So
many are we actually missing right now? Just 2? I'd say get a couple of them, just see how good they are before we order them.
okay.
I mean, that's just my idea.
Yeah, and
Because we don't know, they can say anything as far
Right.
as quality.
Right. So yeah, I mean, but right now, if we knock it down to a quantity of 4, they're $51, $59 a piece. So, and I can actually get them cheaper too if we knock it down to a slower production time. That takes it down to $49 a piece.
Did you ask them if we could get a free sample one?
I haven't yet.
Some companies will do that.
Yeah.
We could try that.
That'd be worth it.
Okay, well, I'll look into that then. We don't need them right now, correct?
Well, he's missing
We're missing some.
a couple.
Okay.
I know for sure, maybe 2 or 4, I can't remember.
Okay.
But this is the time of year
Yeah.
we can do it.
Okay.
If they'll at least send us one, if they could
Yeah, so
send
we
us
get us a
one,
sample. Okay.
or even a product of the
Okay.
product.
Okay. Well, I'll make a motion to table banner replacements and for further information.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Mark.
Aye.
Donna, Kevin,
Aye.
Tanya.
Aye.
New business, approve or disapprove claims list. I'll make a motion to approve the claims list. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, Donna, Kevin,
Aye.
Tanya.
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
Approve or disapprove, ready, set, sites, web development estimate to add grid style.
This was a request that popped up from a citizen, and I contacted Caleb, the web administrator. Right now, the only option we have for our community calendar is just a list of items. Nobody can search it, nobody can actually see what's coming up for future events. So I asked him to put together a quote. He said it would take about 2 hours to do this. At a cost of,
$120 an hour,
yeah,
not to exceed $240.
right.
So then who updates and?
This is behind the back office stuff that I can't change. This is actually the web stuff. I can add,
Well, he's asking who's gonna put stuff on the calendar.
that Darlene and I can put stuff on the calendar. Yeah. Actually, I think I got it opened up to any board member to put stuff on the calendar right now. Because it's the main thing we wanted to do is when we're changing this style, it allows people to know when the fire hall's rented, it allows people to know public notification stuff coming up. Because right now, the only thing that they can see is this line items that utility bills do or meeting, that's it. There's no way to search it for that stuff. So, it was kind of a afterthought once the website was up, and then we just had a citizen complaining about it, and like, hey, I can't do this. I'm like, well, I didn't know that. So, I'm recommending we go ahead and do this.
Make a motion.
I make a motion to approve Ready Set Sites web development to make the changes as quoted, not to exceed $240.
For a second.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Kevin.
Aye.
Tanya.
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
Donna. Approve or disapprove water meters and tankless meters.
So, did everybody get a chance to read it?
Mhm.
You want me to go over it again, or you want me to just, want to ask questions, or how you want
How
to?
many,
How many makes sense?
how many meters do we have out there right now? Is 30? Do we have 30 out?
Tablets meters?
Yes.
There's, basically 29, right? That are actively reading. Yeah,
So
30.
the way I read it is they only handle 10.
Correct.
So we need another 30, correct?
Correct.
Roughly,
Roughly.
maybe a few more.
Maybe a few more, a few less, but approximately, because they'll read 10 apiece.
So otherwise you'll never get a full 100%.
Correct. Like we're 70, still 73?
Mhm.
So we're reading about 73% of the meters in town right now, as it said.
But most of them are water, correct?
Now, it's a good mixture.
Oh.
We can read the vast majority of them. It just, it doesn't make sense for us to read 73% by tankless and then go read 25% by hand,
Right.
because they are both reading all of it. So if you mix them together, it just jumbles it up. So until we're ready to do one or the other, we should keep doing what we're doing. But the only way to make this work is to have more tankless meters, because it's simply just not gonna read 600 meters with not enough equipment. We think, Darlene and I think we're down to hardware issues. We think the software is finally all up to speed. We now think it's our hardware. that's
On the
issue.
meters themselves.
The meters
Because they're
themselves.
outdated.
The water meters, they have a 15-year shelf life. Every meter that is not reading was put in 2004. You do the math, that's 21 years, well beyond their service life. The only caveat to that would be if you are going to stick with that tankless meter, I would suggest that you go to an Itron water meter. The cost about the same, simply because
They talk to each other better.
tankless is an Itron product,
Okay.
if that makes sense. I've never used the Itron meters, I don't know. I mean, we've always had Neptune here, but to be honest, the meter is actually the simple part of the meter today. It's the computer reader and the radio frequency reader and all that stuff, it's the complicated part. So, that's, I guess, the question that it's up to you guys. If you're gonna continue to use that tankless meter, I would suggest you use that Icon meter, or at least put some in to see how.
Try it.
Yes. And then as far as the other tankless meters are concerned, excuse me, we only had like 2 meters in stock, so I did order some just for stock, because we didn't have it, and I figured we needed tankless anyway, so I did order enough at least for have on the shelf, so if we had damaged ones or whatever, so.
I did see the price of those went down like $100.
They're $288 a piece.
They were $380.
Yeah. A tankless meter is
Oh.
$288.
Yeah.
So they are going down, obviously. So,
288.
yep, and then, the water meters, they're in there, they're substantially higher, and that's an approximate price, and the reason that's an approximate price is just simply because a 1 inch versus 3/4, I don't know until I go physically change the meter, what size we need, and then if they're pit rated or whatever, and they're different costs. And I won't know that till I go in the house and actually find out if it's a 3/4 meter or a 1 meter, so.
At that point, can we, put it in some kind of software of what each place has
Yes.
when we do that?
Yes, and actually, the new, system, the Itron water meters, when you queue it up in, her, terminal here, it'll tell you what size it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it should give you GPS location too, exactly where it's at. I think,
GPS is not great.
yeah, I know, yeah.
It's kind of the, Scud missile method. It's in the area,
Yeah.
so, they're not perfect, but they're close. So, I wouldn't wanna build a building on their GPS courses, let's just put it that way. But, and, to be frank, the water meters, I don't know what choice you have, other than just go simply read them by hand every month. The ones that
Some of
aren't,
that you can't anyway, because they're inside the house.
they're all inside.
Right.
I think all but like 2 of those are inside the house, so you can't read them. The estimating is working fine, but it's created some issues where people have said,
Right.
look, my meter says less than what the bill says, and we have to explain, hey, we estimated because it's simply not reading.
The one question I do have with those, no matter what meter we go with, is it possible for the ones that we're having issues with in the house to get the remote antenna for them?
So, yes and no. Yes, you can put an antenna on it, but that doesn't make the reader work any better, because the reader's 21 years old.
Well, no, I get that, but when we put that, if we put a new one in, I'm saying,
They both say they don't need an antenna.
they don't.
They
Okay.
both say they do not need an antenna. They both say it doesn't matter where you put it, you don't need an antenna. Now, those are salesmen.
Yeah.
So, for what it's worth. And the battery life on the new ones are 15 years. So they are a 15-year product and they're gonna have to be replaced. And they're both Neptune and the Itron meters are both 15 years service life. I don't know if you
Nobody's car alarms are going off.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's kind of up to you guys what you want to do there. And that's not an overnight thing. I mean, changing 30 meters, 30 water meters, and 30 electric meters, it doesn't happen overnight. So,
Well, electric meter would be way easier than the water.
yeah, we still do the notification process, so we don't screw somebody up on their computer or whatever, but.
Was that 86? 700?
I would say, I can get some more information, I just don't know if there is any more information.
All the meters we're having issues with not reading, it's on the hardware side, are they in one specific location in town, like a batch of them, or
No,
all those?
no, the electric meters are primarily either a demand meter that's not reading, and part of that is probably, that's our issue, that's not them, that's our issue. And then the vast majority of ones that are reading on the legacy system are water meters. That list, I can't catch that list, I think you're right. Yeah, that's the address list of all the ones that are reading.
Okay.
So right now, if we're estimating the water, we could actually potentially make more revenue if we,
Well, it depends on how you look at it. If you believe the salesman, the new ones are accurate to 1/100 of them. Yeah.
what I'm getting at, when we're estimating now, are we just giving them 3,000?
Actually, when I estimate, because I do it on the legacy system so that she doesn't have to do it. It actually gives you a high, mid, and a low audit number is what they call it. And it's basically the software saying that this is low, low estimation, medium estimation, high estimation. And I typically do it on the high because I think we'd rather be ahead than behind. Because the last thing we want to do is go to somebody and say, you need a $500 catch up on your water bill, if that makes sense.
I just wondered how I thought maybe you were just giving them the flat rate.
No, I use the software. So. And I assume the office is this way, I don't understand.
Manually calculating it out, it varies on multiplier.
And that's why I do it, because it's much easier for me, because it gives me the number. It gives me an estimated number, or their software does not.
We're looking at $22,000.
I know. And that's why I said, I don't have a problem, we can make the 70% thing work. I'm just not sure that it's.
What if we got just half the water meters this fiscal year and maybe half the next fiscal year in October?
I don't care. I just need a solution to whether we tell those, say, hey, your meter is actually reading correctly. The physical numbers, the physical read is correct on the water meter. It's the electronic reader that sends it to the outside the house that is not working. So I have no problem, or I would have no problem saying, hey, we need you to give us a read or send me a picture or whatever. We can work through that. It's kind of creative, but we can work through that to see it through next fiscal year. The tailless ones, those are the ones I would probably want those ahead of time because that completes that makes that system work.
Right.
The other ones, we can come up with.
No, I'm saying get all the electric meters that way.
Yeah.
Because that way you're going to get the 600 meters.
Right. Yeah.
So.
In order of priority, I would do the tailless first, and the water meters I think we can deal with. We just need some kind of plan going forward.
I was just going to propose get buying half your water meters and all your electric.
Whatever you want to do.
Well, would that give us some time to figure out if they're 3/4 or 1 inch also? So we know exactly what they're doing. Or will you not know that until you go?
I won't know that physically.
It's like that or cats. I don't know.
I mean, if he wanted 32 meters, so if you take it half, that's 16. And if you got 6 1 inches and then 10 3/4, that'd probably be a good start.
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
I'm just asking your opinion.
I think that the water will figure it out. We did figure it out to this point. Whatever. I think water-wise, you do what makes financial sense. And then electric, though, you invest all that time and money and effort and all that stuff in that tail system. Probably should do that. Get that thing.
Get it completed.
No, I agree 100%.
So if you get all your water meters and or all your electric meters and half the water meters, it'd be about 15, give or take.
And the electric, what I'd probably do is I'd probably order like half, put them in and see how close we are. Maybe 30 is not necessary.
Okay.
Because the system is electronic. Yeah.
Maybe order half now, and then if you need more, just put it on
Exactly.
another.
Yeah. That way, if half works and if the system works, then we don't need the other half. But if you're go by their standards, you're using all 30. So.
The demand meter is different than the tankless demand. For tankless, are the demand meters different than our standard meters?
A little bit, only in the way the software reads.
Okay.
The hardware itself, no.
Okay.
But the demands, we will have one that is not. It'll have to be replaced if you want to read it remotely. But no, that's something we've worked through.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to get half of the meters down at once, and get them installed, see where we end up, for a cost not to exceed $11,500.
I'll second.
Roll call, Tanya.
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Don, aye. Kevin?
Aye.
Did you speak like half electric, half water?
Yes.
Yes.
So 15 and 16. As far as the 3/4 inch,
Yeah, I'll figure that out.
okay, approve or disapprove duct lancing wire prints.
Is that the DCSR wire?
Yep.
That's what it is. What this is very simply, there's a list of projects that they wanted done on some kind of electric audit I found. That's the wire that's necessary to do those projects. But also, if an overhead ACSR, overhead primary wire was to go down today, we don't have any. All we have is chunks. So there is no reel that if I had to go fix, 500 foot of it, we don't have that. So that's kind of what that would work from. So again, it's,
And they're 12 to 16 weeks out.
yes.
Just so we can clarify, electric meters for debt Lansing, 6 to 8 weeks out. So,
The lead time and everything, you're right.
Well,
and the storm is probably not gonna help that.
right.
Yeah.
So my suggestion was maybe have that on hand prior to this summer's nonsense.
Yeah.
Down for you.
Yeah. And I asked for, when I sent the quote out, I said, hey, just give us like 1,000 foot roll, because we don't really need whatever that was, 6,000 feet.
6,009.
That's the way they sent it.
Yeah, it's the big roll.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the only way you can buy it. Probably. And I assume that's just because, 1,000 feet is just not very much.
Just that roll is $3,700.
Yeah.
It's a half mile, that's what they do that for, that's, yeah.
And in their audit, they asked for a number 1 wire, but I asked for 1 which is 1 size bigger.
Yeah.
Just because then I can use it for replacing small work.
Yeah, because I think most of the stuff that was on that audit, it's old number 4 copper.
Number 6 copper.
Number 6 copper, yeah. The only kicker is too, when we order this, we'll make sure we got connectors
Yeah.
that work with this.
Yeah.
I don't think, we have dies and everything for the one on it, don't we?
You cribber dies?
Yeah, Crimper dies, I think.
Yeah, there's a bucket of them.
Okay. And did you get confirmation on that, number 4 tap wire then, to the insulated one?
Yeah, it should be on that quote.
We've been toying around with that at work too. We did find, I think that's the same one we were looking at LES.
And this is getting a little kind of in the weeds here a little bit, but what that is basically the little short wire between the primary and the cutout and the fuse, and from the fuse to the transformer or the compressor or whatever, it's actually covered so that you don't have to put the wildline protector on there. It's actually a covered wire. They're rated a little bit differently from the number 6 copper that we use now. So it's trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Get rid of that wildlife protector and then hopefully reduce some of those nuisance outages, the squirrels, and all that stuff. And again, should be it. And I apologize. What was the footage that we quoted?
200 feet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it shouldn't be much.
That's the little
Yeah,
black coil.
exactly. Yep. You don't use very much of that at the time, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the wire and conduit purchases from Dutton Lansing not to exceed $9,200.
Your second,
Is that all of that?
that's all them,
So that's everything added up.
that he was requesting.
I'll second that.
Your second, okay, roll call, Mark,
All right,
Don, aye, Kevin,
Aye.
Tanya?
Aye.
Approve or disapprove US roller chain and sprocket wastewater treatment plant part two.
So this is for the other half, that we, obviously we fixed the 1 half last year. This is to fix the other half, this upcoming year. We had a lot of parts from the previous side, so we didn't need all that. So it's substantially less than what the other side was, just because we have all the parts. So,
and the work you did, just to clarify, the work you did on the south side, it's running like a Swiss watch,
North side,
or you fixed the north
we
side?
fixed the north side.
And that's the one that wasn't being used.
Correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, it runs fine, and I wanted, before we mess with that other side, I wanted to make sure that side was gonna work. It's now been in operation for 6 months, 7 months, with no issues, so it's running pretty well. The only, other thing is, while we have it down, we wanna paint it. It's been 20 years since it's been painted, 16 years since it's been painted. So while it's down, we'll paint it, but we were gonna paint it under our contract rate, like we did the other one. So then both tanks would be painted, both of them, the hardware would be replaced, and we should be pretty good shape.
Alan, did this quote from USA Roller Chain, there was something about a gearbox in there, does it include that or not?
It does, it should be, I see it. It is,
I was pretty sure it was in there, I'm looking at quick, okay. That's why I was looking quick right now.
and to be very honest, that should get you 10 or 15 years without having to touch it.
Did that 10,750, did that include shipping or not?
It does not include freight. And the freight is a little strange with them.
You just say,
I don't know if freight's gonna be honest, I have no idea what freight
you
is.
just say plus.
Plus trade,
And I assumed that we would want to fix that side, so I guess if you don't wanna fix it, I just need to know to prep, because at some point it is going to fail.
Well, you just, no, it's, you know.
I mean, there's no bearing, there's no bearing left in them.
As we discussed earlier, you know, if you get that running the way it's supposed to, it's very, very,
Very easy.
trouble free.
Yeah, very, very easy to take care of. All you need just to make sure it's running. So, we'll start weather permitting. So it'll be in the spring, weather permitting, so. The only thing I haven't figured out yet is the cathodic protection. That's been much harder than I thought.
I actually looked into that too, and there's, around here, there is nobody that does it. Colorado or Vegas or somewhere, you gotta be somewhere that's really dry.
I really, really like the removable rod thing, but that's proven to be much harder than I thought.
Oh, it's sort of where you just drop an anode,
Yeah.
or drop an anode in it.
Yep.
And run your cathode to the ground.
Yep. I thought that would actually be pretty simple, I really did, but I mean, there's a million tanks around, I mean, you would think that would be a common thing. That's been proven, that's been a lot harder than I thought, actually, so.
I will make a motion to purchase the, parts from USA Roller Chain as quoted, and for not to exceed 11,000, and cost of freight to be determined.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Kevin,
Aye.
Tanya,
Aye.
Don, approve or disapprove street replacement along West Street.
The only reason I put that on there was because we were over there doing that, so we had a sewer plug over there today, and, I guess I didn't realize that West Street was in such bad condition, especially on the west end. And I didn't know if you wanted us to do some patching like we did last year, if you wanted to, I had no idea what you wanted, I had no idea what your intentions were, I had no clue. So I just wanted to give you a little information, and I don't know if you had anything planned, but, that's essentially what my guy will do it for, that's what the price. So, again, it was very simply just to offer a solution to a problem. I would encourage you to go look at that.
I'm gonna say, I feel bad for not having gone and looked at that.
It's
It's
It's really bad.
I remember it, but, I mean, yeah.
Here,
I don't think I've ever seen it.
here's the solution to this. There ain't a solution, but, we can't just say, hey, we're gonna spend our 25,000. Anything over $30,000, you have an engineer involved, you gotta put it out for bid, so there is no ifs, ands, or buts. So that's prerequisite of the state.
And $30,000 just doesn't get you very much in road work.
No. So, but you can do it in phases.
Yeah.
We all know that, so, but I still wanna have more than one bid in it.
100%.
Is this something that we could do street improvement or not?
Yeah.
You use street fund for?
That's what it's, yeah,
But
but,
that's what you're talking about doing,
right,
I just didn't know, the asphalt, the little short patches that we did, I don't know, was that 4 or 5 years ago, whatever that was. They held up pretty well, but everything on both sides of those patches are down, doing that alligator cracking a little bit. And that's not so bad as much as the west end.
Yeah. right where it goes from gravel.
Yeah,
That's been there.
it is rough. So, I mean, we're almost to the point now, it might be smoother to remove the asphalt, but
I'll
so,
make a motion to table the street repair along West Street, pending more investigation and possibly more bids.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Don, aye. Kevin?
Aye.
Tanya?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Approve, disapprove clerk to attend the Nebraska Municipality Clerk Institution and Academy, March 15th through the 2026, for $443. That is just for the class and stuff, right? That'll count your motel stay and your travels. So, I'll make a motion to approve her to go to the Nebraska Municipality Clerks Institute and Academy on March 15th through the 20th, 2026, not to exceed $450,
I'll second that.
plus hotel and
Per diem.
per diem and travel,
I'll
which
second
is
that.
all specified in the handbook. So, and Tanya seconded it. Roll call, Kevin?
Aye.
Don, aye. Mark?
Aye.
Tanya?
Aye.
Board comments or questions, Kevin?
Only thing that's on my radar right now is the, schoolhouse representatives reached out to me, and they are planning on doing some major improvements down there. They did get the ball rolling with that, so potential, we're gonna have a new business here in town, another new business, so
Where?
headed to school. Yeah, it's potentially. They're working on that, but there's some stuff coming down the road here. And I think Accent Electric we got taken care of last week, so we should be good with all of that stuff. But other than that, no, I don't have anything else.
Tanya?
The only thing that I had come up was we need to figure out and get the handbook updated for the new required sick time. Other than that,
Yeah, there's a couple of other things that Maureen recommended that we needed to do too, in case we hired any more employees. Because things have changed, obviously, in the last couple of years. That's
other
something,
than
okay, Mark?
that, things that
I know it seems like we're spending a lot of money, but I just want to tell Alan, we appreciate your willingness to take on these projects and get them done.
Sure.
And just overall improvement for the future, you know. It's,
There's a lot going on.
it takes a lot to ask for, you know, let me
A lot of money.
just improve,
Yeah.
a lot of money. But,
It's
you
been
know,
neglected for years.
knowing that it's gonna get done and that your crew is doing a good job, just in general, taking care of the city, we appreciate that.
No problem.
That's all I have.
I just wanna thank Greenlight and Jimmy for doing the snow the other day. They did a good job. They were out there right away, so. Other than that, we can adjourn at 7:37.